Alright folks, hopefully the videos in this section have been informative and educational for you. By now you should know a lot more about the industry and what awaits you should you decide to join, and you should know a lot more about what software development and software engineering even are to begin with. But now it's time to address the elephant in the room that maybe you didn't even know existed. You see, when it comes to software engineering, there are usually two types of extremes when it comes to the people. The first type of extreme is the elitist extreme, okay? These are the people who make software engineering out to be very unattainable for others. They will discourage you at any opportunity they can, talking about how hard the job is, talking about how you need to have passion for software engineering in order to be a software developer, things like that. And I think these people are wrong. First of all, you don't have to make coding your entire life to be a successful software developer, okay? Just like anything else, it's a job. Some people just go to work, they do their job, and then they go home, okay? That's totally reasonable. There are tons of people who treat software engineering and software development like that, and they are plenty successful. Because guess what? Before we are software engineers, we are all human beings. We are people. We have families, we have hobbies, we have things that we are passionate about. Do not at all think that software engineering, your career, has to become the center or focal point of your life or your passion, okay? More importantly, a lot of this material is hard, yes, but don't believe for a second that you are incapable of learning this material. It might take you longer, but you can learn it. Having said that, this takes me to the other extreme. The other extreme is the people who make this out to be simpler and easier than it actually is. You have probably seen blog posts or seen videos by now of people who were completely self-taught developers who were able to use completely free information and resources online and then got a job with like Amazon or Google in 6 months. I hate to disappoint you, but they are the exception, okay? And there are multiple reasons for this. First, it's extremely hard to self-teach anything. Having a teacher, having a mentor there to show you the right path forward, to tell you what's noise and what's important, to tell you, when you're doing something wrong, etc., that's invaluable for learning anything, not just software engineering. So that's one thing. The second thing, there is a lot of material to learn when it comes to software development and software engineering, okay? Even if you were able to magically streamline the learning process so that you could learn, the right things at a certain time every single day and fit everything into a short time window of just a few months, the problem is retention, okay? Some of these things are difficult enough that you will not learn or understand them the first time you see them. Speaking for myself as a software engineer, I consider myself to be at the very least above average intelligence, okay? And there are some things that I really did not understand. It really didn't sink in until I did it many, many times, okay? Some things just didn't completely click or make sense to me until after I had worked a couple of internships, until after I worked a couple of years in the industry. So, taking all that into consideration, not only is it difficult to teach yourself, it's even more difficult to do it in that short of a time span. Finally, free resources. A lot of them are not very good quality, okay? I'm going to be frank. Having worked in the industry, having learned the material and knowing what is required, the details required, and then having seen a lot of these free materials online, some of it is quite frankly shit, okay? Again, some of these people are exceptional. They were able to gather all these materials, they were able to form a cohesive picture of exactly what they needed to know, and then if there were any gaps, they were able to fill it in, and that's how they were able to get a job with these top elite tech companies. If you have ever seen an Amazon interview or a Google interview, they are not easy, okay? They grill you on very specific things, and so to me, I think that the people who were able to achieve these incredible feats, self-teaching in only 6 months and getting a job at a top tech company, these people are the cream of the crop. They are the exception. There are people who go to college, okay, like traditional 4-year college students who can't get a job with Google. And now this one random person comes along and self-teaches everything and does it in 6 months. That's outrageous. So be realistic. Do not hoist this expectation upon yourself. Most of us will take a longer time to learn this material. Most of us are gonna likely want to have teachers and to take official courses, okay? More importantly, a lot of the free material out there, again, as I said, said, is very low quality. That's why boot camps which teach higher quality information are so expensive. The average boot camp in the US costs around $14,000, okay? And that's because they know that if you learn this material, you will get a job that pays at least 70, at least 80K, etc. And so you pay 14K and then you get a job that pays you 80K. That's a pretty good return on your investment. So please, let's set the realistic expectation. It's going to take a little more than a few weeks or even a few months and a couple of $20 Udemy courses for you to join the industry. And I'm not telling you this to discourage you. I want you to join the industry. The industry now needs more software developers than ever because the entire world is digitizing. I want you to feel the joy of publishing your application in the marketplace and selling it to people in the Play Store. I want you to experience the grand happiness that you feel when you are playing a game that you made, when you push code into production and hundreds, thousands, millions of people are using code that you wrote, okay? It is extremely satisfying, and it's one of the best things about this job. Having said that, I need you to be realistic about how long it will take you to join the industry, because if you aren't realistic, you will burn yourself out and you will discourage yourself. Okay? Don't expect yourself to get this material. Don't expect yourself to just understand it after a few months. It's gonna take some time. I realized that was kind of an unstructured rant, but I really needed to get my thoughts out there. And so, having said all of that, I am excited to teach you what I know about software development and software engineering. This course lays a stable foundation for your software education. The fundamentals that you are learning in this course are applicable no matter what kind of software development you want to get into in the future. No matter what it is you want to do, you're going to have to learn flow control. You're going to have to learn how to work with data and variables and data structures. You're going to have to learn about how to manage your programs and dependencies, etc. And so this course is a really good starting point. By the end of this course, you will know exactly what you need to learn next to reach your goal, and you will know where all of that stuff that you still have to learn fits into the big picture. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to clear up that muck. Anyways, by now I've done a lot of talking. I'm sure you're tired of it. I'm actually kind of getting tired of talking myself. I'm excited to get started. Let's go.